Hey folks, it's Dan, your friendly fishmonger from dansfish.com, and today we're going to do a tour and show you the new fish that we have in and that we just listed for sale at dansfish.com. Before we do that though, I just want to show you these because I'm super excited about them. They're not ready yet, but these are the Corydoras Weitzman that we got in recently, and they are doing absolutely fantastic. I couldn't be happier. I am excited to have these, and in about 9 days they'll be ready to go. We've got 90 of them and we haven't lost any. They're all doing great, so super happy about them, and I'm relieved because they're very expensive fish and I was crossing my fingers that they would not come in bad shape. Okay, let's show you what is ready to go. I've turned off the lights on all the tanks except for the ones that have the new fish, so hopefully there's a little less glare, but it's probably going to be a little glary. It's a working fish room. These are the Bolivian rams. They're rock solid. They came in looking great. No problems whatsoever with this group, and they're eating everything, so if you feed flakes or pellets or rapashi or algae wafers or frozen or live, hopefully you feed a mix, they'll be great. So the Bolivian rams. Now, I can't sex these. They're not a very sexually dimorphic species, so I can't unfortunately get you males and females. They are young adults, they are ready to breed. I just can't sex them, so sorry about that. These are, of course, they all just went, oops, hang on, I gotta switch something. They all just went into the dark area under the plants. These are African butterfly fish. Let me try to get an f-stop here that'll lighten up a bit since they went into the darkness. There we go. Working on the camera. It's going a little better. The focus isn't going in and out constantly like it used to, so that's good. But anyway, African butterfly cichlids, again, doing great, rock solid batch. About 1 inch to 1.5 inches maybe on these guys. Eating everything, good and ready to go. If you've never kept cichlids before and you're wanting something that's small and peaceful and colorful, these and those Bolivian rams are good options. They do well in community tanks. They top out at 3 to 4 inches depending on which one we're talking about, and they're not very aggressive. These are the rummy-nosed tetras. Unfortunately, they're not quite ready. These came in really rough shape. The bag was like that super milky thing that happens when fish, hang on, I'm fixing an f-stop here. When fish have a rough shipment and a couple die in the bag and they start to decompose, it was pretty nasty. But these ones are recovering. As you can see though, they're not quite ready. Some of them are still skinny, like this guy here. Just hasn't gained his body weight back. Several are like that. There haven't been any losses for quite a while, so I do have hopes that in another couple weeks they'll be ready to go. But for those that are waiting on these, I just wanted to show you the progress. Not ready yet, but hopefully in a couple weeks. See that guy? Where is he? Where's my finger? Yeah, see how his tummy's just not right. He's kind of emaciated. There's several that are still like that, so we're just waiting. Down here, restocked up on the electric blue Caras. These were bred and raised by Kent, so they're hobbyist bred and raised, and they look fantastic. I had 3 separate batches, and I kind of mixed them all together into this tank since they're all doing so good. So, yep, there they are, electric blue Cara. Up top there are some Plants Panchecks. Sorry, the camera just got out of focus because it tried to focus on my hand. And let's see if we can show you these Panchecks. Their color never really shows well on camera, but I think they're really pretty. Yeah, see, it wants to focus on the scratches on the front of the tank instead of on the Killies. But anyway, electric blue Cara. Next row over, these are Fundy Pancheck's Gardeneri. We're very female heavy on this shipment, so I'm selling them in breeding groups, 1 male, 3 females in each group, because as you can see, there's a lot of females, but they all look good. These came in rock solid, no losses. I don't remember any losses. Good body weight. They've been eating and doing spectacular. So if you want to try your hand at killifish, this is probably the best species. I'm trying to get in on a male here so I can show you their colors. This is probably the best species to start with. They're pretty, they don't get too big, maybe 2.5 inches. They're hardy and they're really easy to breed. So the females are the brown ones. Not a lot of color on the females, but the males are like this guy here. Red dots, oh shoot, I can't. He's in the shade, so it doesn't want to focus on him. Hang on, I'm trying. Red dots up and down the body, bright yellow and orange on the fins. Really pretty fish. I'm just not showing them well. Sorry about that. Moving on. One of my all-time favorites ever, Panda Gara. Happy, personable, great little community fish. The most colorful, I think, of the Gara, and super hardy. Now, they're a little more expensive than they used to be. I haven't marked them up as I normally would just because I don't want to sticker shock people, but the sourcing price on these has gone up a lot. But I can still offer them for a decent price. So I'm not making as much on them, but if I mark them up appropriately, people would be like, what? But anyway, check them out. They're doing well. Doing really well. Fat and sassy. Those little bellies. Look at them. I just want to boop the belly. Boop. Okay, next over. These are going to be... They're small fish, so they're probably going to be a little hard to get in focus. These are CPDs. There we go. And this batch came in fantastic. No pinched bellies in this batch. First time, I think, that I've ordered CPDs and not had to deal with a bunch of pinched bellies. Really good color. I know it's hard to see through this old aquarium. This is an old 75-gallon oceanic aquarium with a lot of scratches and things on it, but oceanics are hard to come by. And they were built to last like aquariums should be built. So I'm keeping it, even though it's a bit of a relic. Anyway, you can see how fat and sassy these guys are. Their colors aren't going to show up great right now just because of that haze on the front of the glass and stuff, but Celestial Pearl Danios, also called Galaxy Rasbaras, some of the prettiest little fish ever, and they stay small, under an inch. Over here we have, let's go to the next row. Just a couple more and then we'll go out in the annex. Okay, these are red lizard catfish. They're a loricariid. No one knows their origin precisely. Some people think they're a hybrid, but there's no proof of that. Other people think they're a naturally occurring species that we just don't know the original collection point on. So we don't really know. But they're doing great. They're fat. They're sassy. Look at this belly. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. This one. Boop. Anyway, they're fat and sassy, doing really, really well. They eat everything. They're an omnivore. A lot of vegetable matter, but they do appreciate some protein too, so mix some meat in there. They got blackworms earlier today, but they eat algae wafers and rapashi and sinking pellets and blanched zucchini and all kinds of stuff. These are currently, smallest one an inch, biggest one an inch and a half. So I'd say on average about an inch and a quarter. And this batch came in doing great. I'm finally able to buy from one of my favorite suppliers again out of Indonesia now that Indonesia's open. And I'm happy to say it's worth it because the fish come in usually looking really, really good. Let's see if we can get right in there for you. Hopefully the red color is coming through. It's more like a rust. It's not like a bright, like a swordtail red or a killifish red. It's red, but it's definitely a red tinge. but don't be expecting like this bright red fish, especially this size. Once they get full grown, about 4 inches, then maybe they'll be more red. Okay. I've decided to try selling some blackworms. People have asked and asked and asked. People are having trouble finding them. So if you do buy some blackworms, I've got some here. I'm going to sell just 4 batches to start, see how it goes, see if people are interested. I apologize about the price, but blackworms are super expensive right now. They're in short supply, they're hard to find, and yeah, just the price everywhere is really high. But anyway, there's a tank of blackworms. Okay, now, before we go up to the annex and show you the rest of the fish, there's a lot more to show you. I want to show you some extreme cuteness. This is so cute. Just let me show you this. These are let's see, hopefully we can see. There they are. These are Pea Puffers. Let me get situated here. Look at them. They are so fat and so porky. I just love them. And the reason is I got down to the last 10 or so, dozen, whatever, and they were in a 75-gallon tank, and I needed that tank for the new import. So I took them out of that 75-gallon tank and I put them in here. This is literally a scud culture. See all those scuds? I mean, they've eaten a good number of them, but see it? Here you go. All those little dots on that watermelon rind, or what's left of it, moving around, those are scuds. And the Pea Puffers are just munching away on them and getting, look at how porky. So when you buy the Pea Puffers, this is where they'll be coming from, this tank. Look how fat. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's just so cute. I've never seen fatter Pea Puffers in my life. They've been in there since I think Monday, and today is Friday. So look at this. Oh my gosh. It's too much fun. Okay, anyway, now we'll head up to the annex and show you all the rest of the fish. Okay, so here we are in the fish annex, and we'll do a quick look at what's in here. The first thing is, yes, I know it's glary. I know one day I'll know how to fix that with some kind of super bright light or something. The problem is in this annex, the lights aren't on their own individual switches, so I can't turn off the lights I'm not using. Anyway, these are killifish. They're Aplochilus lineatus gold, or what we normally call the golden wonder. Pretty common. They get about 4 inches. Right now they're, well, 3 to 4 inches. Right now they're about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. I mean, only the smallest ones, like that little guy, are 1 inch. A lot of them are 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches. And they aren't really brightly colored yet, but as they grow, they're going to turn a bright golden, sparkling color and be absolutely gorgeous. Really hardy. Pretty much surface dwelling. Although right now they're down here because they see me down here, so they're kind of begging for food. Like little pikes. They like to snatch food off the surface. This is the best group I've ever seen of Pseudomugil luminatus. There's like one in here that has a bent spine, but is still fat and sassy. Don't worry, I won't send you that one. But all the rest, I'm trying to, hang on, what's going on with the focus here? There you go. I was hoping to get zoomed in so you could see me a little better. Let me see if I go at an angle. But all the rest of them are fat and sassy, and I don't see any issues. Yeah, there's the bent spine one in the center. Great size, and look at those fat bellies. Like, these aren't emaciated. There's no cotton on the mouths. These often have issues with fungus on the mouth. None of that. So I'm very happy about this batch of Pseudomugil luminatus, often sold as Pascae. Next over is the Tenopoma leaf fish. There's 2 in here that are a little runty, so I'm not going to sell them yet, but all the rest are fat and sassy. Where can I do this with? Hang on. Try to get this guy. There we go. Oh, almost. Okay, there we go. There's one. Anyway, Tenopoma leaf fish. These guys are about, I'm going to say about 1.5 inches or so, and they're doing fantastic. They are trained to eat pellets. In this case, it's Vibra Bites, Hikari Vibra Bites. They're also eating live food and frozen food. That's me going in and out. I'm trying to get closer in. There we go, finally in focus. These will grow 6-8 inches. They are a predator, but they're a peaceful predator. If they can't fit it in their mouth, they won't bother it. So if you like predator fish, but you want to keep it in a community tank, or you don't want something with a bunch of teeth that's going to tear apart every other fish it ever sees, I just got out of focus. These are a good option. Tenopoma leaf fish. Down here, hang on, let me fix my viewfinder. Down here are the the neon blue gobies. Really nice batch. I love this supplier. I really love this supplier. Let me find an angle where I can maybe get them without as much glare. Well, I don't know if I succeeded, but here they are. Brilliant neon blue stripe down the sides. So a lot of color, one of the most colorful of the Stiphodon gobies. And they're a grazer. They eat biofilm and algae and all that. Just go around and graze on the surfaces of your aquarium. Really peaceful, really beautiful little fish. All right. Next up, I think, is all the way down here, and it's going to be a little cloudy because they are stirring up the sand. Something awful. There they are. Corydoras sterbai. Big, healthy group of them. Doing fantastic. I don't know if their bellies are showing up, but big, bulging bellies. These are not emaciated, weak fish at all. I think they're going to do fantastic for you. The last batch we had shipped out great. There was one box that was super delayed that went to Hawaii and was 8 days delayed. And when it came back to me, they rerouted it to me. 3 out of the 10 arrived dead. But that was the only, and then one passed a little bit later. But that was the only issue I had. And so I went ahead and got another batch from the same supplier just because they have really good fish. So it's a little cloudy in there, very glary, I know, but Corydoras sterbai, one of the prettiest Corys ever, and they're doing really good. Okay, next over, these are a new goby. Pretty darn sure that these are blue belly gobies. So I'm going to be posting these really soon as blue belly gobies. The Ikei species is the species name. That's what I think they are. I've done my best. I'm not 100%. I think a lot of these gobies come in misidentified, and I'm not a goby like taxonomist, so I can't be 100%. But that's what I think they are. Next up are these Corys. We're gonna have the same issue with some cloudiness just because they stir up the sand a lot. And I, you know, it takes a few months of stirring for the sand to kind of become clear. But these are Corydoras Weitzman. They are a skunk Cory, basically. A light colored body with that dark stripe down the top of them. Like any Cory, they're super peaceful, great addition to any community tank, and they like to be in groups. These are fat and sassy, eating really well, really hardy batch, so they're good ones to get. Corydoras Weitzman. Let's see what they look like. Just to give you a different view, kind of zoomed out a bit, you can see the group there. And one lone rice fish that I didn't catch when I caught the rest of them. These are not quite ready. I need another week on these. But I want to show them to you because some folks have been asking how they're doing. These are the Corydoras Weitzman. I know a lot of folks are waiting for them. The reason I'm not selling them quite yet is just because I want to get a little more weight on them. they appear to be healthy and everything, but why can't I focus? Am I too close? But and maybe this is a more naturally slender species of Cory, I really don't know. But I do want to just take a little more time with them before I sell them. They're pretty expensive fish, and I don't want to be selling them with any chance that there's anything wrong. So, but I think in another week or so, we'll be ready to go. Oh, here they are. Lamprologus multifasciatus, which is the best little shell dweller ever. Great fish to start with if you're new to shell dwellers. They community breed, so they will... What's going on with my focus here? Hang on. I gotta fix something, just a moment. Let's see if this helps. Or if we needed to do this. Okay, I think that's a little better. Anyway, Corydoras, Lamprologus multifasciatus, they breed in communities, so they don't eat their fry, and the older siblings don't eat the fry either. They all work together as a community to raise the babies, and it's super fun to watch. And I can't get them in good focus for you, so you have to take it from me. They're awesome. Kent raised these as well. They're hobbyist bred and raised healthy fish. Sorry about the focus there, not sure why that happened. These are the copper swords or bronze swords from, is it Katamana? I should have brought the piece of paper with the location. I forgot to do that. Anyway, these are hobbyist born and bred. These originally come from Rusty Wessel. Not this specific fish, but he brought the original breeders in. They've been distributed, and they were bred by a gentleman up in Washington. And they're doing really well. They are unsexable yet. This one's probably 1.5 inches or so, but they're still unsexable. Wild swordtails take quite a while to sex out. And so it's just that we aren't quite there yet. So I can't sex them, but I forget what the cost is. I think we're selling them for like $8.50 each or something like that. That's quite a deal for these. So that's the swords. Here are, let me see, hopefully these focus well. Let me see. These are, as you can see, Panda Guppies, but not just any Panda Guppies. These are Dumbo ear Panda Guppies, and these originated with LR bred. So these are the LRB strain of Panda Guppies. I got these from a different breeder, but that's where the strain originated. Well, LRB got them from someone too, but he didn't originate the strain, but they did come via his stock. So there they are. Check them out. They're doing great. There is one little guy way back here that has a swim bladder issue, probably just born that way. So don't worry, I won't send him to you. But all the others are fat and sassy, and I mean, just ready to explode with babies, some of those females. Okay, we're almost done. One more row, but it's a really good row. So check these out. All right, these are Pistogramma agassizii. These are the double reds. So they have red on the caudal fin there. You can see some red on the anal fin and the dorsal fin. And they have red on the top and bottom of the caudal fin, the tail fin. Really, really pretty fish. A lot of color on these guys, and they're just gonna get better. The biggest ones in here are about 1.5 inches. I have mostly males, but a few females, like this little lady right here. This is a female. Right there. Ah, jeez. Yeah. So they're doing. Oh, I figured out my focus problem. Sorry about that, but we should be good now. Anyway, mostly males, but I do have some pairs listed, and once the pairs are sold, then it's going to be all males after that. But they're still really pretty. If you're not into breeding, the males are going to make a great addition to any aquarium that has appropriately sized peaceful fish. Next over, these are the wild form Agassizii. These are smaller, about an inch. Biggest one maybe an inch and a quarter, and they have not yet developed hardly any color really. They will though. They're a really nice fish, but right now they're babies. But they're healthy. That's the main thing. They're healthy. They're eating well. They're doing great. Next over, these are really special. These are the fire red Epistogramma Agassizii. These are small, about an inch or so. I'm trying to get the best focus here I can for you. So much glare in here. I know. There, that's a little better. See their heads poking up. I had these listed, and then I came down today, or came up today, and I saw that there were a few of them that were kind of breathing a little rapidly. Like this one right above my finger. See that mouth? It's just moving quicker than a nice calm Episto. So I took them back down. So they aren't listed this moment. I'm going to keep an eye on them for another few days to make sure there's not something seriously wrong happening before I list them again. But when they are listed, this is what they will be. I am having a heck of a time showing them to you with all that glare. I'm sorry about that. Okay, what's next? Oh, just for fun, more blackworm storage. Just got tons of blackworms going. Spread them out in some different tanks. Yeah. Okay, pseudomilgill furcatus, what I like to call the cheerleader blue eye, because those bright yellow pectoral fins that the males get, as they wave them around, they look like, I don't know, they remind me of cheerleaders. Really great little fish. Probably my favorite of all the pseudomilgills, and that's probably for nostalgic reasons. They were the first ones I ever kept and bred of the blue eyes. One of the prettiest fish, I think, in that group, and they're healthy and happy and doing fantastic. These are young. These are around an inch, maybe a little smaller on the smallest ones. Almost all of them are doing great. A couple of them came in without hardly any caudal fin, but those are slowly growing back. I think there's only 2 that were like that. All the rest of them looked pretty darned good, so really nice batch. And I think we have one more fish to show you right over here. These are the wild type Xiphophorus helleri, so it's a swordtail. It's a helleri swordtail. These come from, I want to say, a Tabo or something like that. It's on the website. The location is, I forget it right off the top of my head. But they're going to get big. These are going to get nice and big, and they have some black spotting on them, as you can see here. See that melanistic kind of type spotting on them, which makes them really pretty. And as they grow and sex out, they'll get a lot of color. The males will get a lot of like orange red color in the dorsal fin, which is really pretty, and a nice long sword. So wild type swordtail. I can't remember the location, but it's Xiphophorus helleri. The location's on the website. And again, for like $8.50, it's a great deal for nice healthy ones like this. These are hobbyists born and raised by the same gentleman that sent me the bronze or copper swords that I have, and still not sexed out. These, as wild types, these are going to take a while to sex out. They need to get quite a bit older, but there they are. And just for fun, because they're some of my favorites ever, horse face loaches. By the way, look how clear this tank is compared to how it was when I first showed it to you. Like, it takes a couple months, but eventually the sand pretty much clears up. Now, it's not totally clear yet. They dig constantly, but a lot clearer than it was. Anyway, horse face loaches, just one of my favorites. They always move around. They're always happy and active. They're digging in the sand. When I come in the mornings, after the lights first go on, they're like buried in the sand with just their little noses sticking out. And then I put in some food, and they pop out and start feeding. And I don't know, I just think they're really cute. Oh, and I'm not showing them to you. I'm like just showing you the back of the tank. Good job, Dan. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. That's, oh, I had some killifish. They already sold though. I listed them just earlier today, and they already sold. So I guess we don't have to show you that, but that's the fish for sale. Sorry about the glare. I know, but it's a big working fish room, and I can't really individually control the lights on every tank in a situation like this. I do have plans to get like Falcon Eyes light that I can put on the top of each tank and move it around, and hopefully it'll brighten each tank enough that the glare is less noticeable. The issue with that though is sometimes when you put a bright light on top of a tank, you freak out the fish. So you'll have nice light, but all the fish will be hiding or, you know, off stressed somewhere and not showing off well. So working on some solutions for that, but in general this is kind of a working warehouse type situation. So I know the lighting, it's not a studio, so the lighting is not perfect, but hopefully that still gave you an idea of what's for sale so you can make an educated decision on whether you want to buy them or not. My goal is by the end of next week, goal, not commitment, my goal is by the end of next week to have pictures up of all the new fish that I showed you in this video and the last video. I have a nice big group of fish that will become available in about 9 more days, so we'll do another video of them as well. And yeah, I'm gonna hold off till then though to show them to you, I think. Anyways, hope you like this. Until next time, have a good one. Bye-bye.